So let me ask you guys something. You have probably seen the semen retention videos out there. The energy, the confidence, the glow up, the woman noticing you, all of that. And I'm not gonna lie, all that stuff is real. I've experienced all of it personally on this journey. But no one talks about what semen retention actually does underneath all of that. So I've been on this journey for almost 5 years now. And three things happened that I was not actually anticipating. And the third one is the one that changed kind of everything for me. So stay with me to the end of the video. My name is Walter. Everything on this channel comes straight from my real life. I document the retention, I document faith, I document health, I document money, and I document just becoming better as a man. If you are new here, go back to video one. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and look out for my other videos coming out in the future. So before I get into any of these three things, I want to say something that most people in this space have not really said. So you got to understand that semen retention is not a hack. It is not a cheat code, or it's not something that you do for 90 days and then you believe that your life will just magically transform. No. See, when I first started this journey, I actually thought that that was the case, not gonna lie. But what actually happened is different, right? So, what actually happens is semen retention starts removing layers of yourself one by one. And what reveals underneath those layers is what this video is actually talking about. So, here are the three things that were revealed to me. Number one, semen retention changes your relationship with time. So this one is going to sound a little wacko and weird, but you got to stay with me and hear what I'm saying. Hear me out. When you're on that cycle, when you're consistently releasing your energy, times moves extremely fast, but not in a good way though. I'm talking about in a way where you blink and 3 months went by and you can't even point out a single thing that you built within those 3 months. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to think that I was just bad at managing my own time, but I tried every productivity system, every app, every routine, but still, I still felt stuck in a sense. And the reason nothing stuck is because the cycle was eating my time from the inside. Number two, semen retention showed me how much I was living for other people. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, right? This one right here hit me in a way that I wasn't really expecting at first. But I had to come to a realization that this was the truth and I had to face it. See, once semen retention starts clearing your fog and your mind gets sharp and that noise gets quiet, you actually start hearing your thoughts for the very first time. You actually start hearing your thoughts, which sounds crazy, right? This is not the thoughts that you perform for other people. I'm talking about your own personal thoughts. And what I actually started hearing was very uncomfortable. How many of my goals that I was chasing was actually mine? How many of the decisions I was making was actually coming from what I wanted to do versus what looked good to the people around me? I'm talking about my job. I'm talking about my image. I'm talking about the circles that I was being associated with. And bro, when you're in that cycle for the constant need of external validation, that is the closest way to fall off on this journey. Not even just this journey in life, because that cycle creates a low level emptiness. And when you feel empty, you fill it with other people's approval. And you build your life around what looks good on the outside because you can't see yourself clearly from the inside. It's crazy because it feels like a loss at first. You know, you stop caring less about impressing people, and it feels strange because impressing people was something that you did automatically without even thinking about it. But then something else happens. You start asking yourself the question that most men would never ask themselves: what do I want? Right? And not gonna lie, not what my boys are doing, not what looks successful on paper, not what I think I would want. What do I actually want? Man, the answer surprised me because some of the things I was chasing, I didn't even actually want them. I was chasing it because I didn't even know what else to do with myself. And some of the things that I actually wanted, I've been ignoring them for years because I was too busy performing for everybody else. You got to understand that semen retention strips that performative cycle away. At first, it's uncomfortable, but after a while, you start to find yourself underneath all of that. Point three, right? Listen all the way through. Semen retention showed me who I actually am without the escape. I say this one for last because it requires the most honesty on my part. I'm not gonna lie, most men don't even realize that they've been using relapsing as a crutch, right? Every time life got hard, every time life felt lonely, stressed, overwhelmed, uncertain, that release was literally right there waiting to take the edge off, to take the stress off. And because I was always available, I never had to develop the ability to actually sit with those feelings. I never had to face the loneliness directly. I never had to sit in the stress. I never had to sit through it and work through it. I never had to look the insecurity in the face and figure out where it was coming from. I just ran every single time. There's a version of you that you have never met. There's a version that has actually faced the hard things without running. The version that the version that believes in what he stands for because he had to figure it out without a crutch. Semen retention introduces you to that version of yourself. And it's crazy because it's not just a comfortable introduction to that, because once the escape is gone, everything that you were escaping from is just sitting there. The unresolved stuff, the insecurity, the things that you told yourself that you will deal with later, and then later now becomes a few years, right? There were moments where I questioned whether this journey was even worth it. But what came on the other side was clarity on who I was as a man, right? I never saw it before, right? I gained confidence from actually knowing myself, from facing the things that I used to run from and realizing that I can handle it if I focused on it. So here's why I want to bring it all back to time, identity, self knowledge. And look, right? These are not the benefits that go viral, in my opinion. Nobody is really putting these on their thumbnail or their YouTube title or whatever. These are the ones, in my opinion, that actually matter from a deep down core. These are the ones that change where a man ends up 10 years from now, not just what he feels like in the morning. So you have to understand, right? Most men never find this. Not because they're not capable of it, but because they never stay on this journey long enough to let it develop them from the inside. They quit at day 30, they quit at day 90, they quit at a year. But you gotta keep going just so you can let semen retention change you from the inside out. If you relapse recently, start over. not tomorrow, not 3 days from now, but today. If you are just starting, commit for real. You know what I mean? Make that decision. So go ahead, drop in the comments which one of these three hits you the hardest. I genuinely want to know. Go back to video one if you are just now finding my channel. Achieving greatness. I don't care what anyone says. Like, comment, subscribe. Guys got you, and I'm out, guys. Peace.